Hello to you my fellow builders, I am Rafcraft Minecraft and welcome to the FNF John Bart building. Today this is our first video and it is requested by Gerald Aletta 8778, the guy who requested previous buildings like the North Carolina, the Washington, and so many more. So this time I'm doing something really different, and it is not an American battleship, no. It is not a British ship, no. It is going to be a French battleship. You're right, and that French battleship is the said mentioned name I said, which is John Bart, or should I say FNF John Bart, from the Richelieu class. We don't know how big her hull line is, and plus, other than hull line wise, we need to kind of also find the spacing for it, because I'm quite concerned, especially with the size of John Bart, since John Bart's going to be a really large battleship. So as we get on to the video, I'm going to say this: if you have any other requested buildings from me, you can DM me on my Discord or through my Facebook page. If you really want to see more videos like this, especially like this one that I'm doing, please hit that like and subscribe button, as it will help my channel grow, and so much more. And I'm planning to really improve as time goes on. So anyway, since we shouldn't be wasting too much time, let's go! To also probably French, to the people who are probably French here, if you guys actually found my channel, then good for you. Anyway, let's not waste any time. Let's go! This should be perfect enough because, one, it's deep enough. Number two, it's really necessary. So the needed materials that I have are basically like stone stairs, stone slab, black concrete, and red concrete. These are basically my base materials. When it comes to building, I always have these as my base materials in case I needed to measure my building through the scale and depth of how it's going to look and how it's going to be scaled up. Although it's only used for ships, I also do it differently over other types of buildings. So keep in touch that this is only my version. You can follow that up. You can basically change that wherever you want or whatsoever. So let's first try to measure the blocks and how high that is from here over here. Yep. Okay. Now I see that we have our spacing right here. I'm just going to have to backwards this a bit because I know that this is going to be a really large battleship. Now that we have our first shape, we're going to stretch it out by block, and what I'm going to do is pretty much a bit like mathematics, but in a way of also architectural design. So bear in mind of what I'm going to be doing here. So here you go. As you can see, this is what I'm doing. We have an outline of at least several amount of blocks, and we usually do it by how many numbers in a specific amount of block. For example, there are 5 blocks, and each block is supposed to be counted by how many are there from the middle all the way to the very last tip. And the very last tip is supposed to also compensate that this is how many blocks there should be from the thinness to the wideness onto the overall length. For example, right now what we did is about 5 by 9 blocks, and 5 by 9 blocks is supposed to give the shape and the complexity of our building. So once we have that, we are not going to do the same, but we are going to do it differently as block by block comes. So take a note of that, my fellow builders. So in case you get confused, it's better to put a line so that you can separate it from within the longer measurement of blocks. So, so that you'll be able to identify which one is shorter and which one is longer. That way you'll keep in track with what you're doing. The next one I did here is basically 9 by 5. So make sure to count your blocks here. It's supposed to be at least 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure that is in about 5 blocks in complete length. And always remember, end it with an outline in case you want to know which block is shorter and which block is longer. And also, this is the only way for you to concentrate and keep note that the longer the block, the wider the building. Get it? Good. Let's proceed on to the next. On to the next part of the building for our outline in doing the hall. We have about 11 by 1, make sure to count, and we have 13 by 1, the last one being 15 by 1. Once we hit the middle, it's going to go all the way, and it's going to go all the way to how many blocks I'm going to be putting here. And yes, it will take a while as it is going to be a massive building. The bigger the building, the more time consuming it will be. So take note of that. Okay, I did a little bit of slight changes here, and the new slight change here is that we're going to do one more block here, which is going to be really new and pretty long. It's going to be a 17 by 1. So now that we have that, we're going to go from 100 or 200 blocks. Since, you know, John Bart is pretty much about 247.85 meters, or let's say about 813 feet and 2 inches. So that's pretty much even bigger than North Carolina, or bigger than the Massachusetts. She pretty much is the length of longer than Yamato, actually. There we have it. While the changes do not look specifically good yet, this is just only the outline and the layout. If there needs to be changes like what I'm going to be doing in the next part, I'll notify you on it. I will notify you on it, so just keep note of that. Anyway, on to the next part. Since we are done with at least the entire middle, the middle is supposed to consist of 50, 50, and 50. The only difference with these 50s is that these are both here, but in between them stands out a 50 in the middle, which is supposed to stretch at least 1 block wider than the rest of them. So this means we have 1 block wider from within both 50s, so that it's at least a standout where at least we can see where the middle part is going to be on. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna move to the very back part. And the back part is going to be the most trickiest one. Anyway, let's do it. Alright, yeah, it did take a while again for me to kind of do this once more, and I have to cut out at least parts of that footage. And what we did was what I did was completely super different according to the other one, and the new version of it is going to be now 5 by 12. Make sure that at least you have 5 blocks in total length. Going from there, it should be at least 5 by 12. Followed by that should be at least 7 by 3. And once you hit the 7 by 3, you hit by 9 by 1, 11 by 1, 13 by 1, 15 by 1, and finally 17 by 1. And once you hit that, make sure you mark at least a 200 block into the middle section. And once you do that, you're supposed to at least divide it into at least 50, from 50 by 1, 100 by 1, and all the way until 50 by 1 once more. And once you get to that part, you're going to hit the end here, which is going to be 15 by 1, 13 by 1, 11 by 1, 9 by 1, 7 by 1, 5 by 5, which is going to be right here, a 3 by 3, a 2 by 3, and finally a... I did reshape her again, just so that she could be different, so that she feels a little more different, a lot more, yeah, a lot more unique and so on. And this is my best bet on how the John Bart is supposed to look like. Sorry about that cloud, I didn't mean to, but this is my best look into the John Bart. And yes, it does still look super blocky, and it's basically the overall length, but this is my best guess. And yes, I'm going to count the blocks once I probably wake up after doing, or probably after doing the haul. If I cannot do it until I finish the entire water line, I will do this tomorrow so that I can get proper measurements. But if I were to modify it, I will tell you what the new differences is. Now let's proceed to putting the black outline from here, and then we can finally proceed to the water line underwater. Let's go! There we have it. We have an entire black outline through the red outline, so that it gets a little bit of remarkably thickness, so that we also can see the curvaceous proportions of the Jean Bart. So if my John Bart is still kind of wrong, or in a way she's not really correct yet, then I could still probably make this portion right here way longer. I mean, not really way longer, but I could make this portion of John Bart a little bit longer, the middle part here, which is already at least 100 blocks. I could shorten it by another 25 or something. Yes, I could do that. So I think I'm going to try and do that instead. Then we'll proceed on with building the water line. And I just noticed it is about 12 midnight. Wow. Jeez. So just like what we did before, I want you to match a shape very similar to this. We want 3, 6, 9, and 12. I should be going down as we shape that all the way very much to the very midsection. And once we hit the very tip of the iceberg, once we very much hit the back, we're going to do it very differently, not unlike this one. So yeah, keep in mind with that. I will be doing it like this. As we go on, you're going to do that shape continuously as we hit the end point of almost the back. As we hit the end point of the back. Also make sure to cover those that are unnecessarily not needed, so that they don't need to be shown. So yeah, just keep doing it, and you should be able to get somewhere. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now that's the entire front done. Since I've done most of the front right here and covered most of the areas, I hope you remembered how I did it here. So basically, how I did it here was based off from my building, from the way I built it, is it has to go down like this. 3, 3, 3, 2, and 1. And once you hit that, you have to have this very bottom here so that it has an opening to keep going down here, so that we have that little curvy side at the end that makes it look round. And for this part, we're gonna go from 3, 3, 3, 1, 1. Because what I did here was I removed one block, one section of that block, and definitely And this is where it actually got me. This is where it actually got me now. So it should actually look like this, and yes, it should go from here, going there, and it should continue on until you reach the very end point where it's finally here in the middle part, and it should look like that. So yeah, I did end it in a straight line for a bit, because right here, the very back part is going to be the most annoying and confusing and most time-consuming one ever that you're going to do. If I can calculate how much you're going to do this, is that at least you would at least have 2.5 hours, or maybe 1.5 hour or so, depending as well on your speed, your time, your calculation, and how fast you can think. So yeah, I'm going to say it right now. It's not the easiest thing to do. The front was the easiest part, but once you hit the back, yeah, you're in grave danger, because you are going to have a lot in your plate by doing exactly as I said. So we're going to do that just right here, right now. So let's do it. Just like I mentioned earlier, the very back part has this really nice curved look onto it. So it's 3, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and mostly the bottom being 3 in a way, but once you hit that part, it goes on and on there onto the middle. So yeah, so in here, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to basically do another 3x3 in every proportion. And the more I keep doing that, the more I'm going to have to tighten the spacing around this, because of that. It has from the wideness of having it by 3x3 most of the time, it's supposed to connect somewhere within those other proportions where it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's also going to tighten and it's going to narrow as much as possible. Yeah, you're going to have that, and I'm gonna tell you now, it's super duper, very super duper, very much time consuming. And yes, I may have exaggerated a lot, but through experience alone and being self-taught, it is one way to improve. You're going to have to get used to it, even though it is time consuming. I may always be tired most of the time because of that, but trust me, once you get the process done, you're gonna be proud of yourself and say, wow, Raftcraft definitely helped me. So, unfortunately, this is all the time that I have, so I can't continue it anymore. I will do this later when I wake up, because already it's about to be almost 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So right now our progress is still pretty much the same, except the whole entirety of almost all of the ship is already entirely covered. I will take pictures of of the entire complete hull, and do not worry about that. And yes, the John Bart is going to look really nice. And I told you it's going to be super time consuming, because of course it also depends upon how much blocks you used. And if I had to also do this, I had to cut a bit of this part, because of course I kind of did also decide to really do the how should I say this, the technique that I told you. And yes, I did mess up a little bit, but don't worry, I'm going to do it because I am near almost the end of the stern of John Bart, so of course I'll be getting through that as soon as possible. And yeah, I'm really sorry if I don't have much of the time right now. And as of now, all I could say is, yeah, my God, what a tiring day. Actually, it's already morning. I should be getting some sleep now. Anyway, since you're seeing this right here at the back of my screen, if you have any other requests you want me to do, just like this one, you can DM it to me on my Discord and my Facebook page. It's right there on the very top. And also, if you like this video, go hit that subscribe button. It will really help me. And yeah, once again, thank you so much to all of you, my fellow audiences, who are also my young builders, juniors, seniors, many of you. This is Rafcraft Minecraft. I will see you on to the next episode. Take care, everyone, and good night.